Once upon a time, when Ararat rose still in Armenia, there was, or maybe there was not, a girl. When her mother was pregnant, the king summoned all the young men in his village to war, including the girl's father-to-be. Before he departed, he told his wife, "When I return, I had better find a dingle dangling between my son's legs, or else I shall take a rock to the heads of you and yours." And off he went, foot in boot and boot in mud, to battle and glory. As fortune would have it, he was among the first of the king's men to fall. Never again would he threaten the peace of his widowed wife's home. The child was born, and she named them Arsha. As the child grew, they favored the sporting play and company of the young men in the village to that of the women, and they called themselves Arsha. And the mother supported her child, not because it was her husband's dying wish, but because it was the living desire of her child. One day, while Arsha was playing, a girl wandered onto the field.
"Oh, you there! Girl, watch where you walk, you'll be run down."
"Pardon me,
Where are you going?"
to the palace. I was a part of a caravan that had stopped. I wandered away to some poppies and got lost.
"It's not safe to wander about alone. I'll take you back to the palace myself."
And off they set.
"So what do you do in the palace? Are you a scullery maid?"
I am Princess Anagi. When we return, you must ask my father for a reward.
"I don't want a reward. I was just doing the right thing."
And I love that about you. Still, it is only right to expect a reward. When he asks you what you want, ask for my father's prized mare, Lulazar, and don't take no for an answer.
When they reached the palace, and the king asked Arsha what they'd like for their reward, Arsha said,
"I wish for your prized mare, Lulazar."
"What?" said the king. "You may as well take the crown from my head and ask for my kingdom. Name some other reward, anything but my beloved Lulazar."
"Is your daughter's safe return not worth more than the whole of your kingdom, of which your horse is but one part?"
At this, the queen chimed in. "The boy is right, my lord. Would you begrudge a horse for your daughter's safe return?" And the king had no choice but to relent. He handed the reins of Lulazar to Arsha, saying, "I may as well also give you the hand of my daughter."
"Well, it warms my heart to hear you say so, your majesty, for we wish to be wed."
The king was taken quite aback. But the queen whispered in his ear, "There is something a bit queer about this boy. Something unmanly about his manners, as if he wears a mask of masculinity." "What should I do?" asked the king. "Send them on a quest so they can prove they are a man worthy of our daughter. And if they cannot, good riddance to them." And so the king said, "To the south, you'll find a walled garden. In this garden grows a tree whose branches bear the pomegranates of immortality. Take 3 and return them to me here."
"As my body is able and my soul is willing, It shall be done.
Arsha mounted Lulazar, but before they departed, Lulazar said,
The king means to trick you. A serpent guards the tree of immortality. She will not allow you to leave her garden alive.
Lulazar, what should I do?
The serpent has a penchant for pomegranates.
I'll paint a large stone to look like a pomegranate and offer it to the serpent.
So, Arsha gathered the roots of a madder plant and boiled them down for their red dye. Then they painted a large stone, and the two flew straight away to the walled garden.
I hear you like pomegranates. As luck would have it, I have the biggest pomegranate you have ever set your eyes upon.
Forget the pomegranate. I will open wide my mouth and swallow you whole.
If you do, you will never learn the secret knowledge it possesses.
What knowledge?
Do you see this pomegranate in my hand still?
Yes.
If you can see it, that means that I have not eaten it. And if I have not eaten it, then how can I know the knowledge it possesses? In exchange for this one large pomegranate, all I ask is for 3 meager ones from your tree.
And Arsha held out the heavy pomegranate with both hands, and the serpent wasted no time. It unhinged its jaw and swallowed it whole. But the weight of the large stone in its belly held fast the serpent to the ground.
Stop!
But Arsha did not stop. They climbed the tree and picked 3 ripe pomegranates to take back to the royal family. When Arsha returned with the pomegranates, the king and queen were flummoxed and flustered. "Congratulations, my boy," said the king, ready to grant his daughter's hand and all the rest to Arsha's care. But the queen was not yet convinced. She pulled her husband aside and once again whispered in his ear, "My king, have you forgotten about that evil Vishap? The one that blocks the wellspring needed by your subjects? Is not this brave and strong Arsha just the man to get rid of it?" And so the king sent Arsha to a cave near Lake Savon to vanquish the Vishap.
As my body is able and my soul is willing, it shall be done.
But this time before mounting Lulazar, Arsha asked,
What is a bishop?
A vishap is a dragon with an irresistible thirst for water. To trap him, you will need the enchanted dragon carpet from Vahan, the Vishap Slayer.
So the two flew straight away to the home of Vahan, the Vishap Slayer atop Mount Ararat. Vahan was only too happy to lend them the carpet. They set off for the Vishap's cave.
I have unfurled the carpet before the mouth of the cave, but how are we to coax the bishop out?
Vishaps cannot resist beef from a strong bull.
Oh, mighty bishop, come out and feast on this fine and tasty bowl.
So skilled was Lulazar at all manner of vocalization that she mimicked the roaring bellows of a fearsome bull. The bishop emerged and stepped directly onto the dragon carpet, and quicker than a dragon fly trap, it ensnared the dragon in its enchanted warps and wefts. Arsha rolled it up and raced back to the king and queen. Arsha showed them the carpet to prove that they had trapped the bishop. The king was impressed, but the queen convinced her husband to send Arsha out once again. The king said, "To the west, you'll find a village that I have not received taxes from in many months. Go there and report back to me what has happened."
Your Majesty, if I am to face an unknown danger, might I request a sword with which to defend myself?
And the king bestowed upon Arsha the legendary sword Euraxes.
Whoa, Lulazar, will these demands for proof never end? You don't know what it's like always having to prove myself. Why is simply being me not enough?
A basilisk has set upon the village and turned all who enter it to stone.
So?
The basilisk's blood holds the power you seek. You must slay the creature and drink its blood.
Arsha entered the petrified village, ancient sword raised high. They didn't have to wait long, for the basilisk sought fresh quarry. Arsha slashed at the foul beast with wild swings, until at last, with one blow, Arsha parted the beast's head from its body. Blood poured down the creature's neck. Arsha knelt down and scooped a handful, raised it to their lips. They drank deeply, feeling its transformative powers coursing through their veins. Arsha mounted Lulazar and raced back to join their bride-to-be.
that you have asked of me, so there can no longer be any doubt about my love for your daughter.
And the king and the queen were aghast, less at the sight of the large blood-soaked sack, but more at the brashness with which Arsha had addressed them. Once more, the queen pulled the king aside, but before she could whisper anything more into his ear, Arsha called out,
"No more proofs! I know who I am. I owe no one any proof, and I seek no one's approval, not even that of a king."
And the king said, "You seem a changed man."
I am. And I am not. I am who I have always been, and who I will always be.
You are and always have been my knight and my true love.
And on the very spot, and in that very moment, the king proclaimed a wedding date be set for Princess Anahit and her knight. And from that day forth, no one questioned Arsha ever again. On the day of the wedding, from the sky fell 3 pomegranates. One for the wedding guests, one for the storytellers, and one for you.